Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today to continue with the Ideal Romantic Partner series, I'm going to be reading for BTS JK. I know I done a general reading for him, I believe a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if I have done the Ideal Romantic spread for him, but a subscriber did request it and she was very kind and very sweet, so I wanted to dedicate this to her. So yes, let's see about the ideal of JK. Of course, like I always do, I want to make this clarification. I do not do like readings for future spouses or soulmates or any sort of those readings. This is just to see his ideal, what would be good for him. And yes, if I see that that's potentially in the present, I would say it, but definitely I don't do those sort of readings where you predict how his future spouse is going to be like. I don't do those. So let's begin with the cards that he got. He got the Ace of Swords, the Devil, Seven of Swords, and Knight of Wands. And from the Oracle, he got the card of super I'm sorry. Yes, are you struggling with this word? That it's about being superficial. Like, come on, JK. Superficiality. Yes, it's about being superficial, or the superficial aspect of things. I'm sorry, guys, that my English is broken, but yes, I was struggling with that word. Let's continue. I believe that definitely he is like he has a very strong desire, and this is something that has to do with the now, with the energies that I'm picking now. He probably definitely wants like a brand new beginning, and this beginning to be somehow very impactful, a beginning that somehow can break and separate his life, like a before and after. I don't know what had like how he has been doing in the love department, but definitely from the cards that I'm seeing here, probably JK is not looking for an ideal right now. I think he's more sort of like looking for a distraction, someone that can make him forget past disappointments, because he did get this card, of superficiality. And actually, I believe that JK it's a very profound soul. It's a very profound person, but I don't know, maybe he's in this period in his life where actually he just wants to enjoy what is presented to him, and probably he's a bit like conflicted with the idea of an ideal. Probably he was burned, or he was like disappointed on someone that he thought it was his ideal, or his special someone, and that relationship didn't work out. So he has a bit of a bitterness, in the reading. Definitely I can get it. Like, he wants someone that can set him free from the past. He's definitely wanting to maybe cut like a past connection, or someone that he wasn't able to get over, and he's looking for that very magnetic sort of person that can somehow seduce him into forgetting about anything else. Someone that can like somehow intoxicate his senses and let him forget about all the barriers and all the defense mechanisms that he puts when he meets people. And of course that I think that it's going to be a tough it's tough work for this person, because I believe that this person could potentially also be very distrustful in nature, and not actually not like, just like JK is suspicious of this person is also suspicious of him. So they, both of them, will have in common that both of them are very on the defensive, or probably are very like, about I want to get to know you first, or I'm observing you. I'm in sort of observer mode where I'm very wary. I'm very like on alarm almost. Like I'm really seeing what you're doing. I'm like. Observing every move, every little thing that you say. I also paying a lot of attention, so there's a sense about the feeling, the fear of being betrayed. This is the reality, and I believe that from the perspective of the other person, this person could also feel the same way. And actually, since we have the 7 of swords and the Knight of Wands, definitely this person could potentially also be like a runner, like someone that could like run away when things get a bit complex, or when they don't feel entirely sure, about if they want to be in a connection with JK. Definitely there's like I believe that this person would be like a sort of mirror for JK face, like to let him know that just like he is distrustful and he has all the right to be like this, and actually just wanting to avoid certain things about his emotional needs, or trying to just be superficial and trying to avoid getting hurt, because I believe that he's a very sensitive guy, so probably he is in this mode of like, oh, I don't care, like I'm not looking for a connection, but indeed he's someone that definitely he needs, that he craves intimacy, but he's not ready to be put out there yet, not in that way. So he prefers to have very superficial connections at the moment. And I believe that this person being represented here also by the devil, for him it would be ideal for this person to be very alluring, very like attractive, and also being like, I don't know why, because like, I mean, he doesn't want to get hurt, but definitely this person would be like red flags all over, like I would say they would have like a toxic behavior, but they would be very dominating over him. They would try to dominate the situation, they would try to manipulate him in certain aspects, and also this is also part of being seduced by them. Them playing games with you is part of their seduction, is part of what makes them attractive. So somehow he wants to experience that so he can like numb himself from like past deceptions. And I don't think that it's just about past love experiences. Probably it's about his life in general. Probably JK just wants to disconnect a bit from people telling him how he should live his life, or how he should be, and who he should be associated with, or what his next step should be. He craves to have a more spontaneous life and connection with people, and unfortunately with his level of fame, it cannot be done. That it has to be like quote unquote superficial in some aspects, because somehow everything is being arranged for him, even the people that he meets or the people that he hangs out with. And when he wants to be like, when he wants to see like his closest circle of people, he probably is giving a lot of excuses and a lot of reasons why he shouldn't, because he's busy, because he's this, because it cannot be possible, so definitely I believe that in this period of his life, he's just waiting for something miraculous to happen, for someone to somehow set him free from all the restrictions that he has in the way he like meets people. Maybe also his circle is a bit like too narrow, or too protected and too sealed. So probably yes, he knows everyone, and the people that he would want to get to know a bit better, they are out of reach, or they I don't know. I feel like he has to ask for permission to do things, especially when it comes to the love or when he's attracted to someone. And he feels very embarrassed of this. He feels very embarrassed of this. He's like, I feel very embarrassed that I have to like somehow give a hint or a wink to someone to be like, hey, I'm interested in that person, like can I get closer, like it's very awkward. And I believe I even feel it in my skin, like feeling very shy all of a sudden, feeling very like this is not natural and I don't like it. This is not natural and I don't like it. He has a very pure vision. I wouldn't say pure, but he has a very idealistic vision of how a connection should form or how the bond or the first encounter should go. It's all about feeling good when you are in the presence of that person, and communication just flows, and you look at each other and you smile, and for him it's when he starts to feel comfortable around someone, suddenly he has to go. So it's a bit awkward. And then the moment is ruined and the moment is gone. And also probably he used to be very slow at getting the hints that someone is into him, and then he regrets it afterwards. He's like, oh, that was my chance and I didn't take it, because he's so like sometimes his mind is full of a lot of things that probably for him it's not easy. He wants to be authentic, but it's a whole, it's a lot, it's a lot in his mind, and in his heart it's a lot. And when he realizes the day is over and the opportunity is gone, and it's complex for him. So definitely I believe that here with the Ace of Swords and the Devil is like, I don't know if he's somehow secretly waiting for someone to text him or send him a text, or him like getting this person's number through someone to start communicating. Definitely, he's like, oh, I'm waiting for that signal. I'm waiting for that. I really would appreciate if this would happen. And and also, here with the devil, he definitely wants this person to show him a whole new world, a world of, setting yourself free. And also, he wants to feel intense emotions. He wants to, experience, like very intense feelings. He definitely he's craving that, that level of intensity. But also, I don't think he's looking for something serious, honestly, because I see him like being a bit like on the defensive, and this person also being in the defensive, and both of them being very independent themselves and being like, oh, I have so much things to do and you do too, so we should go separate ways. So probably for him it would be better to be something spontaneous and not actually like to be a very like short romance, short-lived romance, nothing like nothing about love or commitment. And then from the card that he got from the oracle, the card of superficiality, he got in this card it says, let's not delude ourselves Let's not delude ourselves. One loves for a variety of reasons, and all of lead to stagnation. The I Ching advises you to withdraw into yourself, into your secret intimacy, to give depth to love. So yes, I think that this kind of superficiality, what is telling him, is that even though he wants to keep things casual at the moment, or he's like, oh, okay, like I have to take these connections for what they are, or I'm not interested, he should also like pay attention to what he's saying to himself, because actually he does crave intimacy, and he is like somehow secretly, when he is on his own and when he is thinking and reflecting about his experiences, after the good times and the fun times are over and the excitement and the attraction it's over, then he knows his truth. You know, he knows that to have a superficial connection is not for him. He feels like, yes, it's fun, but probably he has to acknowledge that he wants the bond to go deeper, and he's like, I cannot do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know, because he probably starts the connection without, he doesn't care, he acts like he doesn't care, and then eventually he starts to think about that person more often, and he starts to have like visions of, you know, what if we could be a couple, you know, what if that person could be the one for me, and he starts fantasizing about this. So definitely, like, this is why this card, the card of superficiality, is like, okay, yes, you go and live all the experiences, the superficial experiences, all you want, but then eventually you will have to learn that you don't need to put yourself out there to those experiences if you don't feel comfortable, or if you don't feel like they really make you feel good. You know, it's just that he wants to feel something. You know, he craves connection, but he doesn't know how to maintain a connection properly because he doesn't have the time, obviously. So he's like, you know, I'm living for the moment. The moment is now, this is what it is. But yes, it talks about him actually not getting too comfortable with the idea of having these very superficial bonds, that he mustn't like lose hope, and also that maybe now he's not like thinking about his ideal, but eventually he will start like daydreaming and fantasizing again. It's just that he's looking for an external sign. He's looking to have this magical encounter almost. He secretly is always looking for that sort of sign, you know, for that sort of. For now, he just wants to, you know, have fun, because probably he had met people and he was like, oh yes, this doesn't feel right, but it is what it is, and it's what he has available right now next to him. You know, it's not like the true love is going to knock on his door and that's it. You know, for him, he will have to go through these experiences to gain a bit more of confidence and clarity about what he wants in love and what he doesn't want in love. This is very important. So yes, guys, this is all I have for him. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.